Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome. It's Monday. It's a new week. I am your host, Tim, the one and only Child of Mecha. You're watching the Child of Mecha live stream. Yeah, we had fun on Friday. At least I had fun on Friday. Anyway, so, here we go. Man, lots of people in the chat. Hey, everybody. We got some business that we have to do for our patrons from Patreon. We're going to handle that a little bit later. I won't forget. We're going to do some building tonight and stuff like that. So, buckle up, because here we go. So, yeah. Robert O'Brien says, haha, how is that hangover, Tim? It wasn't terrible. Funny enough, I didn't even have a headache or upset stomach or anything. I was just really tired. I was very, very tired Saturday. So I slept a lot. But it was worth it. It was fun. Alright, so anyway. If you guys are interested in any of the tools and materials that we're going to be working with here tonight, or anything beyond that, there is an Amazon link down in the description that side. If you're watching on Facebook, go hit that up. Still haven't had a chance to update it, though, so keep that in mind. There's a few things that are just, like, out. But there's a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff that's still on there. Like I said, tools and materials, gear for streaming, books for inspiration, all that good stuff. I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it doesn't increase the cost for you, so keep that in mind as well. It just goes to help us out. Speaking of helping us out, Patreon. Patreon is up and running, and like I said, we're going to do 2 drawings tonight. We're going to do some for the stickers, the monthly stickers, and then we're also going to do one because we hit 25 patrons. So every 25, we're going to do like a bigger giveaway. So if you're not a patron, you're missing out. Just saying. Some cool perks in there, so go hit that up if you have the ability to do so. Let's see. Also, too, the Child of Mecha store is back open. Hey, right? And yes, you all of you that guessed another ace pilot. Yes. This is Herbert von Cuspin from Igloo. Yeah. See, it's got his Gelgoog unit on there and everything. I do like that. I like the design, right? It's kind of cool. Creepy devil skull thingy. Anyway, go pick this up, and all of the Ace Pilot shirts, there's 22 of them, brand new. Go get them. Go pick them up in the Child of Mecha store. Link in the description. That side if you're watching on Facebook. And there's a bunch of hats and prints and all sorts of other stuff in there, so go load up. Easter's coming up. I heard they make great Easter presents. Hey, we're back on that gig, aren't we? That shtick. It worked. Whatever. Anyway. And then last but not least, if you are interested in models and kits and paints and accessories and tools and Mecha Decals, sheets 1, 2, and 3, they're all in stock. At our good friends right down here, USA Gundam Store. Adam and the fine crew down there will definitely have what you need. Go stock up. I see more and more models being posted that have Mecha Decals on them, so that's really exciting. That really, really is exciting. Seeing them in the wild, so to speak. So, yeah, pretty encouraging, right? Pretty encouraging. So, we got all that stuff to look forward to, yeah? All right, so with that being said, let me fix my little monitor here because I didn't get a chance to do that before the stream, because honestly I forgot. But here we go. And we're good. Okay, so with that being said, let's hit camera 2. There she is. All right. So, this is kind of what we were working on last week, this knee area here. So let's get you zoomed in and woo, show you that. Now, another cool thing about being on the Child of Mecha Patreon is actually what was it, yesterday or today, I forget which, I posted a bunch of images, whip images of the GM Quel. You know, all of the little details and everything like that, really crispy images of all the scribing and stuff like that doesn't necessarily translate, you know, on the live stream just because of the compression and all that jazz. So I posted those up to Patreon. I'll be posting a few here and there on like Instagram and stuff like that, so keep an eye out for them. But that is another perk of being on the Child of Mecha Patreon, is that you get the exclusive stuff that only the patrons get. So, anywho. Alright, so this is kind of where we ended up last, Wednesday, yeah? Got this strapped over, cleaned up, perimeter scribed, everything there. All of the excess glue, there was a lot. Got that all cleaned up and everything, and I only had a couple minutes to really work on this over the weekend. And I was able to perimeter scribe this little block piece here, and 0.20 around the perimeter, like always. And then right here, you can kind of see it there above. That's a 0.6 right above here. Just kind of gives it a nice, you know, deeper shadow, right? And then what I also did was I scribed this notch in here. This is a 1mm, nice chunky notch there. Just kind of ties everything together, I think. You know, it ties that piece in. So we're going to be doing a little bit more detailing on this piece here, because we got a nice clean canvas here now. So that's what we're going to be working on here tonight. But before we do that, let's get caught up with the chat, shall we? So right off the bat, Kyle's got a question.
We have a question.
Hey-o. He says, Tim, are we going to get some of the detailed whip pictures of the Zaku and the RX-78? Not anytime soon. And bear with me here, you guys, because I just noticed my mouse is dying here. So I'm going to plug it in so it doesn't conk out on me. There we go. Now it's charging. So no, not right away. When we get back into it, probably, but not right now. What I want to focus on is this GM Quel. And I want to get, you know, the skill sets honed back, and just kind of get back in the groove of things. Yeah. Let's see. Gumble Uruguay, Mr. Javier, he says, I appreciate the high quality of the whip pics on Patreon. Nice to look at all that scribing and mods. And Mr. Sam L, he says, yes, I agree. There you go. Let's see. Robert O'Brien says, I know it's sacrilege. Starting off interesting. He says, but I must say, I'm falling in love with Disc by A Chisel and prefer them over BMC. Shocking. Shocking, I say. I may just have to try Disc by A then. Yeah. Disc by A, if you're watching. Anyway. Manny, Mr. McDio. He says, "Hey, do you know where I can get that sanding plate? I've been looking everywhere." The sanding plate. Where do we do with it? Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? I can't find anything anymore. Uh. Oh, it's over here. Why did I put it over here? I don't know. Anyway, what Manny is talking about is this guy right here, which is awesome. This is a steel, nice thick steel. I'd probably say that's maybe, I don't know, maybe a 16th, maybe 3/64 thick, nice and sturdy. And it's got, you know, this it's got this toothing here, which is basically file toothing. Yeah. And Mr. Bill Ruslam says they can sometimes be found on Amazon. There you go. Easy peasy. I was gonna say like Hobby Search or someplace like that, but yeah, these are awesome. So there you go. Manny, check out Hobby Search or, like Bill says, Amazon. Yeah. Anywho, excuse me. Let's see. I'm gonna butcher this one. Poochie Bobo Chomel. Chomel? He says, did you design the tees, Tim? No. These are Bandai Ace Pilot logos. So no, these are the official ones. Yeah. Let's see. GV Earl is over there on Twitch. Howdy. They say, are chisels only used for panel lining? And if you only had one, which size would it be? Man. Number one, chisels can be used in a lot of different ways, right? Just call me Poochie. That makes it so much easier, Poochie. Thank you for that. Love the screen name, actually, by the way. What were we talking? Chisels. Chisels can be used for a lot of different things. Obviously, their main usage is to scribe in new panel lines, new notches, and things like that, right? Especially the smaller widths. Now, the bigger widths, you know, like when you're talking like 1.5 millimeter and up, you know, like 3 and 4, and I've seen chisels go up to like 8 millimeters, like on Taobao and stuff like that. So for those, obviously you're not going to be scribing a panel line 8 millimeters thick, or even, hell, for that matter, 3 millimeters thick. Those are more for plastic work and stuff like that. Sculpting plastic, removing plastic and things like that. If you are customizing in scratch building and all that other fun stuff that we do. That, you know, I find, you know, the bigger width of chisels come in a lot more handy in those building type of situations. But if I only had to have one, that's tough. Because, you know, each chisel, each width kind of carries its own usage, right? So what I always say, if you had to buy 3, if you could only buy 3, you know, I would say get one for panel lines. And if you're building like high grades, I would start with a 0.1. If you're building bigger than that, master grades and stuff, then I would go 0.15. So you have your main chisel for panel line scribing, right? Then 2 more for notches, right? A smaller one and then a bigger one. So what I like to do is kind of double the width of the chisel of the panel lining chisel. So I usually like to go with, start out with a 0.3. That's a nice kind of small, subtle chisel for little notches and stuff like that. And then double that again and go with a 0.6. That, it will get you some nice bigger notches, and it gives you a really, really good variety of looks that you can achieve. And all you need is the 3. All you need is the 3. If you can get more, get more. But if you can't, I would say start with 3. 1 is only going to get you so far. And if you were going to just buy one, I would probably start with the one for panel lines, right? Notches can come later. But if you can afford 3, I would go with 3. And I would start with that kind of sizing. So, yeah. Let's see. GV Earl says 3 is aggressive. I like it, right? And it's don't get me wrong. 3 millimeters sounds small, right? Sounds small. Oh, it's only 3 millimeters, right? But no. This is the 3 millimeter guy right here. Yeah, 3 millimeters. You can kind of see how big that sucker is, right? And I use this chisel mostly for gouging out and removing materials in harder to reach places of a model, or removing material from like epoxy putty or something like that. That particular chisel comes in super handy. Seth Builds is over there on Twitch as well. He says, I've seen some good work with 0.3, 0.7, and 1 for master grades. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think 0.3 is way too thick for panel lines, because the thicker the panel lines are, the more toyish it's going to look. Because remember, we're trying to achieve that illusion of scale, right? And the smaller panel lines will make everything else look bigger by comparison. So that's why I say start with the smaller panel lines, and then after that, sky's the limit. So, let's see. Brennan over there on YouTube, he says, I use 0.125. Feel like it's looks good for panel lining on both 144 and 100. Yeah, kind of right in the middle, right? But I only do master grades anyway, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, excuse me. Kyle over there on YouTube, he says, I've been doing more part sculpting with my larger chisels. It really opened up how my customizing goes. Hey, Greg Knockos! What's going on, dude? Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Kenneth over on YouTube says, if you can get 3 chisels, 0.1, 0.3, 0.5 are enough. Yeah, I mean, and you're talking about, you're talking about 0.1 millimeters. It's give and take, and it's what you can find, really, right? Because chisels are harder and harder to come by nowadays. So it is what it is, right? Let's see. Big Goof, Mr. Ben says, have you tried using a razor saw for scribing on curved surfaces yet? Yes. The razor saws that I really, really, really like are by Hasegawa. And it's from their Tri-Tool line, right? And I believe I have some of those in the Amazon. On the Amazon page. I think I have at least one set of theirs on there. Here we go. And basically what their Tri-Tool set is it's very, very small. It's about 0.2 millimeters thick. So basically it's photo etch, essentially. and it has teeth cut in. This is just their teardrop shape. They come in a bunch of other different shapes. Like here's one that is straight. You can actually install this into a retractable cutter like this Olfa one. This one will just slide right in and hook on to that little black tab there, right? So you can actually store this and use this right in your Olfa utility knife, which is actually kind of a nice feature, right? But all of these tri-tool saws come in a bunch of different shapes, and they're very, very useful, especially when you're cutting and you need a very, very thin kerf, right? Or the thickness of the cut, right? When it needs to be thin, these are great. These are great. So I can't recommend these enough. I've had these for years, and they have never failed me. So so basically, what Javier was suggesting was to use those on curved surfaces and stuff. And while I can see the logic, I don't know, man. I'm still kind of a stickler for cutting the Olfa tape into very, very thin strips and using it that way. I don't know, that just works for me. But this is the important thing. Do what works for you, right? Do what works for you. Excuse me. Anywho, let's see, where else? What were we doing here? Oh, that was Ben that suggested that. I'm sorry, Ben. And I'm sorry, Javier. Let's see. GV Earl says, I was looking through the Micromark catalog and thinking, man, those are an investment. I'll start with 0.3, thanks. So, GV Earl, this is the thing. Micromark? Micromark just literally marks everything up like crazy. I personally would never buy anything from Micromark unless that's the only source. Like, they have exclusivity. I personally would try to find it elsewhere because you're probably gonna find it cheaper. Let's put it that way. So, just FYI. Anywho, enough ranting about Micromark. Micromark is kind of poo-poo. Macro markup. Yeah, basically that. Yeah. Anywho. 3 stars over there. What's up, dude? He says, yo. Let's see. Bill says, sorry for the delay. Had to find someplace with them in stock. Oh, yeah, okay, so Bill just posted, here it is. Yeah, the Minishima, grinding, or filing plates, right? Looks like they have them in stock on HLJ, and they're $7.21. So that's actually a really good price. And yeah. So if you're looking for the Minishima grinding plates like we showed earlier, this guy right here, over here on YouTube, Mr. Rushlam posted a link for that. $7.21. Can't beat it. Pick up some other stuff to make shipping equitable, so keep that in mind too. Excuse me. Let's see. GV Earl says, I have only one. It's his first kit. A Jin high grade, high maneuverability. Hey, we all started somewhere. Exactly. Seth Builds. Get out of my head. Seth says, my first kit was the Master Grade GPO2. Woohoo! Hey, now. Let's see. Gumpa Uruguay. This is the one that I was really, I was kind of tuning in on here. He says, yo, Tim, I didn't know if you saw, but Volk's building in Akihabara is closing. I heard rumblings about that. They are setting up a new building in Akiba, but a few blocks away from Radio K-Con. Oh, shit, man. That place was my jam when I went to Japan, dude. Like, the Volks place It was on top of, oh God, what is it called? Jesus, I can't remember the name of the place it was on top of. Anime Jungle, something, sir, I forget. Anyway, it was some dumb name. But the very, very top floor, oh, look at that, 10 raid from Carbon Dobbs. Thank you very much, appreciate you. Welcome, everybody on the raid. Hi there. Thank you for joining us. We're talking Hobby Paradise. Thank you, Dave B. Over there on YouTube. Appreciate the assist on that. But we're talking about Volks. Yeah, Hobby Paradise was the first 8 floors of the building. And when you got off the Green Line in Akihabara, you come out of the station, and literally it's one of the first things that you see. It's like the building is like 50 feet from the entrance of the Green Line, right? And that was like my favorite place. Like the first time I went, God, I remember spending like 3 hours in that place picking up all sorts of tools, and that was the best place in my opinion, all of Tokyo. For picking up tools, right? They had an enormous tool section. It was just, it was an amazing place. Like, for instance, right? I picked up, I picked up both of these guys from Volks 2 different times. I picked up the little guy first in 2016. I picked up the big one in 2019, right? I loved Volks. And it was on the 9th floor, and you had to walk up all the stairs to get there, but it was an adventure just going up those stairs. Man, that sucks that they're closing it down, but silver lining, they're moving to a bigger place. So, what are you gonna do? Anywho, Ultraman Dyna just wondering, how many here in the chat have entered the clean versus weathered contest? So far, a lot. Yeah. Let's see. George, Mr. Old School Gumple. What's up, George? He says, do what works for you. I'm into that. Bingo. Seth Build says, I know people who use sewing needles to scribe. Yeah. You know what? I'm one of them. How about that? Now, mind you, I use this for mostly carving curves and circles and stuff like that. I will use one of the circle templates like I have, like this nice metal one that I got off of Taobao, and it's by a company called U-Star. Very popular Chinese company. Or actually, maybe they're from Taiwan with a TW suffix at the end of the URL. But I don't know. I got, well, made in China though. I got this off of Taobao, which is basically the Chinese Amazon. So what I would do is I would lay this down on the surface, and I would use this to go around the circle first, right, to get the groove set in, and then I would go back with my 0.15 and square that out at the bottom. So yeah. Seth Builds, there is no one right way. Excuse me, I don't know where that came from. Demons. You heard it here first. Anyway. Jeez. George says, screw Micro Mark. I agree with George. Shit. Gert McDirt says over there on YouTube, he says, what up, Tim? What up, dude? Good to see you back. Seth Build says, same, we're cheap builders here. Yeah, hey. Let's see. GV Earl says, who would you recommend then, Tim? Great question. Domestically, USA Gundam Store, obviously. Outside of that, check out your local hobby town if you have any. There's also my favorite Japanese retailer is called Hobby Search. They, in my opinion, have the best selection of tools and things like that online. HLJ obviously is the popular one. It's the one that everybody knows, but honestly, Hobby Search is the better of the two, especially when it comes to chisels. They tend to restock way more often than anybody else. So, yeah, I would say Hobby Search, USA Gundam Store, your local Hobby Town, all those places. Give them a shot, right? Or you can try to get into contact with other sellers and stuff like too. Oh, actually, you know what? Another good one is Galactic Toys up in beautiful Michigan. Yeah, all those guys, man, they're great. I stand by them. So yeah, I would say any one of those would be a really good place to go. High, way above Micro Mark. Poo poo. Let's see. Seth Build says Madworks is my go-to, but that shipping price by bulk, yeah, absolutely. If you can make that shipping count for you, yeah. Bill says, who is looking for something on Micromark? Let me know what you are looking for, and I will try to link you. There you go. Let's see. Bill says an alternative that is quality but not as expensive. Yeah, exactly, and that's the key. That's the key. And honestly, Micromark, their stuff is questionable sometimes, right? Questionable. Yeah, it can get iffy. It can get iffy. You know what I mean? It can get iffy. Let's see. GV Earl says, I'll look those guys up. Thanks, Seth. There you go. Good stuff. Let's see. Seth Bill says, no problem, GV Earl. They're fairly cheap and easy to find on eBay and Galactic Toys. Hey, there you go. Robert O'Brien says, no, I hope they don't get rid of Yellow Submarine. No, well, Yellow Submarine is like in a different part of Akihabara when they're not even, I don't even think they're related to one another. Yellow Submarine is, from what I remember, was always associated with Kotobukiya, which is definitely not going anywhere anytime soon, so I don't think you have anything to worry about. So, let's see. Carbon Dobbs over there on Twitch. What's up, Shadow Mech? I saw you were live and had to drop by. Love your work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for that raid, too. It was very nice of you. Let's see. Manny says it's not available at HLJ. Yeah, and Bill says, what? It said it was in stock. Yeah, it said it was in stock when I clicked on Bill's link. Manny says I try adding it. Maybe it's a user problem, Manny. Just saying. Anywho, let's see. Gumpy Uruguay says, next time you need to visit Volks. Osaka is even bigger. Yeah, but I'm probably not going to Osaka anytime soon. Just saying. Let's see. Brandon says the medium file plate is available, Manny. Not the fine. I tried buying it as well. Yeah, the medium is fine. That's what I mostly use anyways, and it gives a great finish. Sam L, what's up, Sam? He says, seems to be an issue with their site, Manny. It just flashed and then nothing. I mean, it's HLJ. What do you expect? Let's see. Ultraman Dinah says, I've been there several times, and it never ceases to amaze me. Yeah, Hobby Paradise and Volks. Volks will be missed. 100%. Seth Build says, get out of my head. Right? Carbon Dobbs says, I use the back of my hobby knife for scribing. Yeah, if you're just starting out for panel lines and stuff like that, we've shown that the back of a hobby knife works great. It really does work well. And I had that. Oh yeah, here it is. So yeah, right here. This was the chisel test that we did back in the day, right? And these were all 0.15 basically, right? So this top line, BMC, and this is the Madworks blade style of chisel, and then this one was the MadWorks round bar style of chisel. They're newer ones. And then this bottom one here was just the back of a hobby knife. And as you can see, the quality of the lines are virtually identical. There was a little stair stepping in the round one and obviously with the back of the hobby knife, but you're never going to see that once it's panel lined, right? So I wouldn't worry about it too much. All of these essentially gave a very, very high quality panel line, right? So if you're just starting out, the back of a hobby knife is really useful. Just saying. Just saying. And that way you can practice and all that fun stuff, and then work your way into, the more expensive chisels and stuff. So it's an option, right? It's an option. Anyway, let's see. Man, y'all are talkative tonight. What the hell? I can't even get work done. It's 10:46 already. Jeez. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's a thing. Let's see. Brandon says, if anyone orders one of those file plates, let me know. I'll pay you to add one to your order. Hey, there you go. Bulk order. Mecha Army order. Yeah. You know what? That's something we haven't done here in a little bit. Let's give y'all one of these. Or not. Hey! Whoa! Caught me off guard there a little bit. Anyway. Let's see. Kyle says, I'd love to go to Volks in Japan. Heck, I'd love to go to Japan. Dude, save up your pennies, man. Save up the schmeckles. Let's see. Let's get through these here real quick. Taylor over there on YouTube, he says, my .15 BMC just broke. Oh, please kindly ask USA Gundam Store to get a BMC restock ASAP. Dude, if I could, I would, right? BMCs obviously fly. They fly when they're available. BMC, parent company Sujiborido, make a very low number of chisels, and whenever they get sent out, gone like that. So really, USA Gundam Store is at the mercy of Sujiborido, unfortunately. So just keep track of it, man, and also keep track of Hobby Search. Yeah. Because who knows when they restock too. So keep track on both, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it sooner rather than later. Yeah. Let's see. GB Earl says, I'm glad I held off ordering from Micromark then. Phew. Yeah, for real. Good thing you asked us here, Earl. Woo. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Let's see. Bill says, Hobbyco in Australia has them, but I don't know if they will ship to the US. Yeah. Shipping internationally is weird right now. So you're taking your chances, right? It is what it is. Let's see. Seth Build says, I'd love to see you do a 5-star story kit. Oh, man. I respect the designs of 5-star story kits. They're just not my flavor, man. I'm just not into them enough to build one, right? Somebody asked me, it was Johanny, Mr. Strider Prime, asked me, we didn't get to the question on Friday's Mechanism, but he asked me, would you ever build something non-Gunpla on stream? And I said, maybe, something, it had to be something mech related, right? Maybe a 30-minute mission, maybe some other, mech related, subject, frame arms or something like that. Maybe a Zoids or something, maybe Macross kit or something. I don't know, something like that. But I don't know, man. The 5-star story kits, I think they're just a little too fancy for me. I'm more kind of the gritty, kind of just in your face, ugly mech type of builder. You know, that's just me. That's what I like. Let's see. Anon369 over there on YouTube. Anyone try the Samawangu chisels? I heard good reviews since BMC is almost impossible to get in the US. Honestly, BMCs are almost impossible to get anywhere in the world. It's just one of those things. Supply and demand is nuts. Yeah. But anyway, I have not. I've seen sparse mentions of the Samawangu. I hope I'm saying that right, Samawangu. Yeah, I mean, hey, Samawangu, or however you say your name, if you're watching. Anyway, I'm a shill for free tools, man. Let's see. Kyle says, all right, got to hit the hay. Night, everyone. I'll catch the rest of the stream tomorrow. Kyle, take care, buddy. Thank you for watching, man. Bill says, Taylor, how did it break? Did it snap or did it just chip? Yeah. Well, the .15s are so thin. You got to be careful of the flex horizontally, right? The back and forth. All of the pressure needs to be vertical, right? If you're even just a little horizontal pressure, snap. That tungsten carbide is. I think that's what they're made out of, but I could be wrong. Could be tool steel. Anywho, man, so much chat to get caught up with. And it's already almost. Jesus, we're almost halfway done with the stream. All right, you know what? Screw it. Let's go back to camera one. Let's power through this, and let's get through the chat, right? Shill of Mecha, Tim the Shill. You damn right I am. For free tools, buddy? Yeah. I will shill the hell out of it. Hell yeah. I know where my bread's buttered. Come on now. Let's see. GV Earl says, gotta kill my virgin kit jitters. Haha. Dude, okay, so, GV Earl, this is the thing. Everyone goes through this. Everyone. Literally everyone. I went through it when I first started. Never made models before. Made a car model that was complete crap when I was a little kid. But then didn't touch anything for like 15 years. Never had any intention of it. And then picked up a couple of cheap, stupid little Wing high grades when Wing was on Toonami back in the day, right? Every single one of us has gone through that, right? This is the thing. You can get copies of that kit. Just dig in, man. Just dig in, go crazy. If you mess it up, which chances are very, very high that you probably will. Just saying. Because everybody does. I know I screwed up my first kits. It's baptism by fire. Okay? So, seriously, don't sweat it. Don't, try not to get nervous over it. And expect a learning curve, because no matter who you watch, no matter what tutorials you've seen, actually doing it and actually performing those tasks is completely different than watching someone else do it, right? They've built up this dexterity over years and years and years of doing that. So yeah, chances are you're going to mess that model kit up. But don't worry about it. It's plastic, right? Learn from it. That's the big thing. Learn from it. And if you want to rebuild that kit in the future, nobody's saying you can't. Just FYI. All right, so let's see. Excuse me. Seth Build says, I didn't know you started streaming again, to be honest. Yeah, we just started, last week was our first full week back. Yeah. Yeah, we literally just started back up. It's warm down here, and I'm getting shiny. Jesus. I don't know why. It's been freaking warm in this house. Let's see. I'm just kind of powering through the comments and stuff here real quick. Poochie says, Mackay? Again, that's one of those things. I respect the designs and everything, and I respect a lot of the modelers that work on Mackay. It's just not my style either. Yeah. I just like the more traditional mechs. It's just me. Let's see. Kelvin Branham, he's got a question.
We have a question.
Hey. What would be a good subject for a hummingbird other than Zeta, in your opinion? I always thought a really cool one would be the Bawu. Can you imagine a Bawu hummingbird? Like, could be really cool, right? A Bawu hummingbird. Or a Delta Plus, right? I've seen a Delta Plus hummingbird, and it was awesome. And then maybe even take that one step further, because the Delta Plus was based off the Hyakushiki. A Hyakushiki hummingbird. Think about that. All golded up and everything with the boosters and all that. Woo! Yeah. Yeah. Although I think I'd be more jazzed by the Bawu hummingbird more than anything. I think that would be really cool. I'm just saying. A Bawu hummingbird. You can have that one for free, Kellen. Let's see. Gamer Bud. What's up, Budrick? He says, what about building one of the IDW Transformers kits on stream? I'm not opposed to it. Actually, I have one around here somewhere. I think I have, the Destructicons, Devastator. I think I have the Devastator kit around here somewhere. It's obviously, well, it's packed up now, but I think Bluefin sent that to me. Yeah. I'm not opposed to it. Not opposed to it. George, Mr. Old School Gunplay, says, Doom across, Tim! In all caps, by the way. Destroid is in your future. I would not be opposed to that either, George. Let's see. Michael Dawson is over there on YouTube. He says, I'm thinking on going with the Rizel or a Jagan for the clean versus weathered build-off. Anyone else going with an EFSF Grunt for the build-off? Probably a lot. Yeah. I hope, anyways. I hope. Let's see. George says, as John Bias says, everyone begins with model number 1. Exactly, right? Exactly. Let's see. Big Goof, Mr. Ben says, start small, and achievable. Build confidence and take the fear away. Yeah. Frankie, what's going on, Frankie? Where were you on Friday, son? I missed you on Friday, Frankie. You would have had fun. Anyway, Frankie says, don't be like me and practice scribing on a mud rock. I keep getting yelled at every time I mention it. Nice. Robert Cottrell's over there on Twitch. What's going on, Robert? Good to see you, buddy. He says, hey, Tim. Big Chirp 1 is over there also on Twitch, and he says, what would be a good... this is a question. Let's get the...
We have a question.
Hey. He says, what would be a good corresponding color for a metallic blue? Trying to avoid silver since it reminds me of the Detroit Lions too much, right? So like a metallic blue. First thing that comes to mind... Well, it depends on the shade of metallic blue. Let's get that out of the way. If it's like a royal blue, maybe like a gold, a brass, something like that. Maybe just a gray, but then that might get into the Detroit Lions colors, which are trying to stay away from. You can go complementary. You can go kind of an orangey color, maybe like a copper or something like that. Those would always look really cool. Now, if it's a darker kind of a navy kind of look, then you can get in a whole bunch of other kind of looks there. Maybe like an OD green, like an olive drab green or something like that, or a khaki color, like a sand color. I think would be really, really cool too. So, yeah, some options, right? Char's Apprentice, Mr. Steven, he's over there on YouTube. He says, Tim, howdy. What's going on, Steven? Good to see you, buddy. Michael Dawson says, why not a Wing Zero hummingbird? It already has bird wings. Why not? Yeah, I like it. I dig it. Mr. Carl, Goalie Zero's over there on Twitch. He says, think you should build a diversified 401k next. I actually have a pretty decent 401k, so I think I'm covered there. But thank you for the concern, Carl. I appreciate that, buddy. Let's see. Bill says Rizel hummingbird. I like that one too. Yeah. There's so many, right? GV Earl says Macross. Ultraman Dyna says I'm doing a Zaku for the weathered category. There you go, Luis. Gumpler Uruguay says I'm going with the Heisenflay 2. Clean build. I would love to get the AOZ reboot resin dress up, but I don't know if I'll get it in time. Why not a Heisenflay a hummingbird? Yeah, Heisenflay with the big boosters and everything. Come on, man. Why not? That would be kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Let's see. Bill says flat burnt orange would work. Kenneth says clear purple. Yeah, all good suggestions there. GV Earl says Terp, think of 2 non-metallic colors to go with, 1 complementary and 1 contrasting. See, I like that. That's usually what I go with too. Gamerbud, Haro hummingbird, right? And I'm still locked in to Armita's suggestion, Miss Tex Marquise, when she said the humming bear. A hummingbird bear guy. Yeah. I'm still locked in on that. I got to do that one day. I have all the parts for it. All the parts. I have them all. I got 144 boosters, the whole 9 yards. So I gotta do that at one point one day. So yeah, the humming bear needs to happen at some point. So, but a Haro hummingbird could be interesting too. Yeah. Calvin Branham says have 5 Hayakushikis, 3 with resin conversions. 1 could be the bird. Have at it, man. Have at it, dude. Yeah. Let's see. Bill says it is Robotech. Get it right. You're looking to fight people, dude. Jesus. Malambo's over there on YouTube. He says, I've seen a Delta Plus hummingbird. I have too. So really good ones. So, yeah. Sam Mal's over there on YouTube as well. He says, I am doing my Astray turn red since I already had it snapped. There you go, yeah. Let's see. Big Terp 1, intrigued by the sand idea. Will research it. Thanks. Hey, man. My pleasure. And Big Goof, Mr. Ben says, yes, humming bear. And oh my God, we've reached the end of the chat. At least for now, right? So, with that being said, let's try our damnedest to get some work done here, shall we? Let's see. Boom, there we go. Okay. Bill says mixed universes would be an Astray hummingbird. Could be, yeah, it would be kind of, I'm not going to lie, that would be kind of dope. It would be good, yeah. Brandon. Brandon was wanting to know if Bill had any leads on Wave or Mr. T Square ruler. So basically what Brandon's looking for is one of these guys, right? Hard to come by, extremely useful. It's one of those things. Bill says, I got a T-Square from Galactic or New over the summer. We don't say that name around here. For good reason. Jesus. Michael Dawson says, a Sinanju Stein hummingbird. I like where your head's at. I do. I like where your head's at. I mean, if we're getting wacky, why not a Zagok hummingbird? Or, I mean, hell, let's get really stupid. An Akgai hummingbird. I mean, just think about it. Just saying. Bill says, I will help people find tools no matter where it is. No, I get it. I get it. You know why I don't say it. I'm just saying, fuck them. It's just a personal thing. No, Bill, I'm not digging on you, man. I'm just me. Dom Tropin hummingbird. Why not? Sky's the limit, right? Sky's the limit. Fuck, if we're going, hey, listen, if we're going hard, let's go hard. Sazabi hummingbird. We all know about that. Sazabi. It's actually a really good idea now that I think about it. Fuck. Damn it, Steven. Stop making me think about this shit and having more ideas that I'll never be able to fulfill in my life. Anyway, go harder, bear guy hummingbird. Yeah, no, I mean we already. Sorry, Jonathan, you're a bit late to the party. We already talked about the humming bear. The humming bear, yeah. But anyway. We still waiting for Tim's perfect grade bear guy. Yeah, who knows when that'll happen, right? Jesus. Oh, and now it's the pile on with all the, I get this hummingbird, that hummingbird, blah, 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 blah. Come on, you guys lost. This is Sazabi hummingbird. Not gonna, you guys aren't gonna beat that, I'm sorry. My house, my rules. Anyway, okay, so let's figure out what we're gonna do here, yeah, because we need to do something bold on the knee, I think, and by bold I mean with some thick 1mm plastic here, yeah. Now this is 6.3. Now the strip is 9mm in width, right? And I think 6.3 is maybe a little bit too wide for what I had planned. Actually, you know what? I'm developing ideas in my head which are even better than the ones that I had before. This is 4mm. Yes, 4mm. This looks to be about half millimeter. Son of a. Looks to be about 0.5 millimeter in width. Yep, bingo. All right, so what I'm thinking is this. Yeah, that's a yeah. Bring this down. Yes. Okay. Here we go. All right, kids. Let's get the visions. We have a vision. of what to do here. All right, so let's get the chopper out here, right? And we're gonna just square off the end of this strip just so that we have a nice, nice square end here. I said that twice. It was weird. But what we're gonna do is a little something different than what we've done before. We're going to use 1/2 millimeter to start with. Okay, 1/2 millimeter to start with. We're going to basically bring this down to about 2 millimeters above above that break point here, that angle, right? So we're going to bring this down, center it, and leave it right there, kind of just hanging out in the middle. We're going to strap this over, but we're not going to strap it all the way to the back edge of this piece, and I really wish the goddamn camera would focus. We're just going to bring it back to about 2 millimeters off of that, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to build up around that with thicker plastic, 1 millimeter, right? So what that'll look like, it'll look like this strip is sort of recessed, which I think could be a really good look. Yeah. I dig that. I dig that a whole heck of a lot. Okay, so we need to get to planning here. We need... is that 2 or is that 1/5? That's 1/5. We need a 2 millimeter piece of plastic. Where is our 2 millimeter? No, that's all 1/5. Trying to find a 2 millimeter strip of... here we go. It's almost impossible over here with all of the different widths. That's... I think my calipers are going, but it's about 2 millimeters, so we'll go with that. Okay, cool. So let's see here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this strip as our gauge. Okay, we're gonna use the strip as our gauge, and we're going to put that right on that break point, that angle, that right there. And we're just going to draw a light line right across there. And number one, we're going to make sure that that's straight and perpendicular to the actual piece of plastic. So we're going to get our T-square in here, and we're going to just kind of straighten that up a little bit here. Just like that. And it was a little off. So there we go. Now we're nice and straight across that angle there. So what we need to do, this is 4 millimeters, and this is 9 millimeters in width. So we got a 5 millimeter 5 millimeters to play with. So we have about a 2.5 millimeters on both sides, right? So what is... Oh, bingo, bingo, bingo. Here we go. This is about 2.5 millimeters. So we use this little guy here as our gluing guide, and we'll just bring a light line down like that, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Bloop, just like that. And now that's centered, and that 4 millimeter, we have a perfect gluing guide that we can glue this in at, right? So let's go ahead and cut this strip down, get it glued into place, and then we can start to strap it over, and then we'll start to build up around that, right? All right, so, instead, since we know the exact area that this is going to occupy, we're not going to apply glue onto the piece itself. We're going to apply glue onto the surface, right? Let's see. Charles Apprentice Steven says, have a good stream, Tim. Bedtime for me. Good night, buddy. Excuse me. Brandon says, fuck, the shipping from HLJ is a killer. Yeah, that's kind of why I said, buy in bulk. Julius Dembski is over there. Sarge. Sorry, y'all, not going to make it to the end tonight. Crashing. Night. Thank you, Julius. Appreciate you, buddy. All right. So, with that being said, let's get a little glue on this guy. What time is it even? 11:15. Cool. We're going to get a little glue on here. And just a couple drops. Nothing crazy. And then we're going to use some scrap plastic to spread this out. Because we don't want that nasty, nasty glue squeeze out like we had on this very piece. Coming back to bite us in the butt when we go to apply this particular piece on. So we are going to be a little conservative in our gluing, right? So now we can go ahead and place this right within our guides here. Just like that. Press that down. And let's make sure this is straight. Ooh, yeah, that looks good there. And yep, that looks really good there too. So this this looks like it's nice and centered really, really well. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so now what we have to do is start strapping this over the edges and everything. So we're going to cut off a little bit there. We're just going to start trimming this down just a little bit. And then we're going to go back in here with our hobby knife and really take this down to where we can start the bevel. We're just nibbling away at this this strap of plastic here. So you don't want to take too much away at one time. Okay, that is looking pretty good. All right, so now what I'm going to do, rather than keep going with the hobby knife, I'm going to get the file out here and I'm going to start to hone that down here. Because we still got a little bit, excuse me, we still have a little bit of plastic to take off here, right? Still a little meat on those bones, so to speak. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now we'll go at it horizontally here and just even everything up. Cool. And that looks pretty good. Just a little off balance to the one side here. We'll even that out. Yep, cool. Okay, so now what we can do, this little scrap piece here that we cut off, we can actually use that, right? We can actually use that to glue to the bevel here, because this is so small and this is so small, it just makes sense. So we'll grab this in our tweezers, right? Excuse me. And we'll just a little dab of super glue there. And we'll get our little scrap piece and spread that out here. Boop, just like that. And we will pop that into place. Ooh. Before it starts to grip, we need to make sure that it's positioned properly, right? That's crucial. Shit. And it's sliding all around on me here. Okay. That looks pretty good there. Just press that into place. Okay. And then we're going to hold that, and we're just going to trim off a little bit of excess on both sides, and this will reform the bevel there that we essentially covered up with this piece of plastic, right? Now this is going to probably be the easiest piece to trim, because you're basically trimming on the two bigger surfaces, right? So you have these two bigger surfaces, the front surface and the top surface, that you can use as your guide. And I'm just basically nibbling plastic away here and letting this surface here, this surface right here, I'm just basically letting that be my guide to trim this this piece of plastic here. Okay. Okay. And there's about all that we can trim with the actual hobby knife, right? We're going to go back up to the top here and start to trim that piece, and then we will sand both of these sides down. Now we got to be really careful with trimming this little piece here, because the one thing that you're going to find is that smaller pieces with less adhesive, it's got less strength, holding strength, right? So it's easy by trimming the plastic off to just basically knock it off, and the adhesive would fail. So just keep that in mind, especially at the ends of these pieces, because sometimes they like to, for some reason, just catch and, I don't know, just pop, right? And honestly, it happens to all of us, every single one. It happens to everybody, and it just kills me inside when it does, to be honest with you. So that's why you nibble at it at first, right? You just nibble at it. You just go at it really, really gently, right? Whew. It is warm in here. Anyway, we'll get through that. All right, so I need my file here, and we're just going to first off just file the top here, and that looks pretty good there for now. We're going to come back with some sandpaper and just really refine that edge. Now this front part here, this is obviously going to be very, very visible to the viewer of this model, so we need to really pay attention at this this seam here, right? Because any little gap, it's going to be noticeable. So, all right, so a little sandpaper, and we're just going to go right in at it. Sorry, right here. We're going to go in at it with the sandpaper and just really, really refine this surface. There we go. That's looking pretty good. There may be a slight gap on this side right here. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of a tack of super glue on there. Just a little pinpoint, just a drop of it, right? Speaking of pinpoints, I thought I had a little pin around here. Oh well, guess not. I'll just use the little plastic scrap that I had here. All right. So that looks good. So we just filled in that. Oh, here's the pin right here. Son of a bitch. Anyway, so we just filled that in. So that's looking pretty good there. So now, let's wipe the sweat off my brow because I'm dying over here. Anyway. Let's see. Let's get caught up with a chat while I cool down and while that glue cures. Yeah? Let's see. Michael Lawson says, watching you work, Tim, just gave me some inspiration for the biceps to the Rizel. Probably going to go with the Rizel now. I'm still waiting on the Jagan to come in the mail. There you go. Nice. Dave B, yeah, I got all three file plates, small, medium, large, from Rakuten online shop a long time ago. Rakuten. Wow. It's a name you don't hear very often, except on the dumb commercials. Rakuten. Ugh, they get on my nerves. George's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, I noticed you use CA more than thin cement, except for expediency. Any other reasons for securing two parts? So, George, when I'm attaching, custom parts like this, I don't want to wait forever. I don't want to wait forever to let that glue dry, right? The other big thing is that when you are dealing with essentially laminating, especially this bigger piece here, this 9mm wide strip of plastic, you're essentially laminating that onto the surface of this. If I was to use a solvent-based glue, either Tamiya Extra Thin, Plastic Magic, whatever, that would take an awfully long time for it to really, really cure and solidify, right? And what you would also notice is the bit here in the middle, it's not going to cure as fast because it doesn't have access to evaporate, the solvents like the outer perimeter of the piece does, right? So what you're going to find is that this middle section here can, I'm not saying that it always happens, but it can get a little gummy, right? And soft to the touch. And it takes sometimes days for it to cure. When time is of the essence, I'm not into waiting days, right? So with parts like this, custom parts and stuff like that, that's why I would use CA glue over a solvent-based glue. Now, if you are seaming, two pieces together, then that's when I would use solvent-based glue, like Tamiya, Plastic Magic, all that good stuff, because you want fusion between those two parts. You want those two parts to melt and fuse together to become one piece, right? Here, we're just gluing these on. We're attaching these parts. We don't need that fusion, right? The CA glue is insanely strong at holding these parts on. So yeah, that's why I use CA glue most of the time when customizing. But then, like I said, with seaming and everything, I would absolutely use a solvent-based glue. So when I mean, like seaming and stuff like that, like this rifle here that came with a GM Quel, right? If you look at it, it's got that seam right down the middle, like Bandai's famous for with all of these freaking weapons, right? I would absolutely use a solvent-based glue for this entire glue up, and I would put like binder clips all over this thing to really secure it and hold it tight, and all that. So so that's why I use CA glue when customizing, but when building and actually seaming parts together, I would definitely go with a solvent-based glue at that point. So yeah, good question, George. Good question. Let's see. Bill says, Brandon, only place currently with one of those T-squares that I can find is Otaku ME. Shout out to Case and them. I don't think they ship to the U.S. Best alternative I can find is the Madworks Photo Etch. I think, if I remember correctly, Case does ship to the U.S., but don't hold me to that. Depends. I don't know. You can always try. GV Earl over there on Twitch, he says, hey Tim, ever use Gorilla Glue on your kits, not your hair? Right? I did have a bottle of Gorilla Super Glue at one point, but it dried out. Mainly because the applicator was massive, and it just... I didn't want to dick around with it. So, yeah, I've tried it. It's okay. I'd rather use, if you had to go with like a hardware style glue, go with Loctite Ultra Liquid Control. They have it at Home Depot and everything. I think it's about like $3 a bottle. Very, very good stuff. That's what I actually used to use before the Bob Smith stuff. And I swore by it. I still swear by it when building bases and stuff like that. But for kits and everything that don't, that require a little bit more holding power with less surface area like these, the Bob Smith stuff is my go-to. Excuse me. Let's see. Let's see. George says, thanks, Tim. You're welcome, George. Silver Maverick, Mr. Ricardo, what's going on, buddy? He says, seams are put there to make modelers into stronger people. You're damn right. Bill says, there was also a ship from Japan that ran into issues. Who knows if they were on it? Yeah. There's so many old wives' tales about that ship. Like, everything was on there, all the P Bandai and everything. It was all on that ship, and we're never going to get P Bandai again. Oh, no. I don't know what was on that ship, and I don't think anybody does, to be honest with you, except for maybe Bluefin and Bandai and stuff, but hell. Anyway. Stupid. Excuse me. Manny says, LOL. It's all good, Bill. Gotta make that shmoney. Nice. Let's see. Manny says, I'll see you in the morning. LOL. I work a double. Ooh. No, thank you. Have a good time with that, Manny. Appreciate it, buddy. Let's see. Everybody good? Everybody good? Yeah, everybody good. All right, we're good. All right, I need something to drink. It is like a sauna up in this thing, man. Crazy in here. And I don't know why. It's like 73 degrees in here. That's where we have it normally. And it's usually very, very comfortable. Sometimes too cold even. Especially down here in the basement. Like, I don't know. I don't get it. George says, get James Cameron to deep dive for them P Bandai. Right? The boxes are shit, but the plastic's still good. Come on, let's go salvaging. Let's go. Hell yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Big Terp over there on Twitch, he says, also, Loctite comes in mini tubes, which allows you to use a new one for each project. Ergo, I love that word, avoiding clogging tip problems. Yeah, you know, sometimes you clog your tip. Just happens sometimes. Happens to the best of us, right? You clog your tip. What are you going to do? I never really had a huge problem with a clogged tip on my Loctite. The innuendos. But it is what it is. To each their own, right? To each their own. So, let's get the rest of this strapped up here just real quick. This next bit should be a bit easier. So, we will draw our guides on here with our little homemade scribing jig here. Just like that. And we want the 2mm, a 2mm offset there. So we're going to, are we going to do that? Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to use the 2mm, look at that. Ooh. The 2mm scribing jig provided to us by Mr. Hi Craig. Colin Craig over there, who makes wonderful 3D printed tools, by the way. So if you don't know about it, go hit him up. All right. So there's our gluing area right here. And let's get a little super glue on there. Spread it out, and then we'll apply. Actually, before we do that, let's make sure the end of our plastic strip is nice and square, because that's important. That's actually very important. Excuse me. So, little drop there, little dab will do ya, as Mom always said. Where'd that little spreader thingy go? Son of a bitch. Oh, there it is. Alright, so let's get this spread out here. Just like that. And then we'll get a piece of plastic strip here. And I like to cut this at an angle so I know which end is which. I mean, you've got an angled side, you've got a nice square side, right? So this side, the square side, that's where we want to kind of focus our attention, yeah? Alright, placement looks pretty good. There we are. Now we're in good shape. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. All right. So there's that. Excuse me. Let's see here. GV Earl over there on Twitch says, "Good tactic. Clog tips suck." It's true. It is true. Hey, Chris Pabs is with us. He says, "Happens to the worst of us too." True. Sam L says, Chris is here, but I didn't hear anyone say resin. Right? Michael Dawson says, "I was thinking about resin." Hey. Ricardo, Mr. Silver Maverick says, "I'm getting back to the Master Grade duel, so I'll be quiet, but no, I have you as my background noise." Aw, thank you, Ricardo. No, I appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate it. Michael Dawson says, "Crazy how that happens." Right. He comes in and just, makes his presence known. No biggie, right? No biggie. Anyway, Pab says, "Don't worry about it, Sam. I said it myself and I summoned myself. Nice. Nice. All right, so let's clip this off here. Just be very, very careful so you don't pop that piece off. That's bad. And then now we go back in here and start to trim this piece back and essentially reform that bevel that we essentially covered up. There we go. And like normal, you know, we're nibbling away at this plastic. You know, just little bits, little strips of plastic here and there. Nothing crazy. You don't want to try and take it all off in one fell swoop, because that will cause problems. Because you'll end up taking too much plastic off and it'll just look like a shit show. I mean, it's about as honest as I can get. Just saying. You don't want your model looking like a shit show, do you? I know I don't. So, you just go nice and smooth and careful. Alright, so that looks pretty good there. Now, we'll go back in here with the file and just even that up. Looks pretty good. We need to go at it a little bit on the horizontal plane and even that out. Okay, that's looking much better. Still a little bit on this side. Still a little high on the plastic on this side. So we take that down a little bit. There we go. Alright, so let's take our 600 sanding block here. And just get that really, really, really nice and even. Alright. That looks really good. Alright, so now we can go back and clean up that fill-in that we did a few minutes earlier on this gap on the lower part here. Now I'll just start by trimming off the excess super glue right off the top. Now it's not going to get rid of all of it, that's just going to get rid of the high points, right? We're basically just leveling it off, right? So I'll come back in here with a little coarser, not crazy. I think this is maybe 600 or something. I don't know, maybe 400. I can't tell by the back. But just a little bit coarser than what we would normally use, just to take that glue down. All right, that passes the fingernail test. Let's go back here and straighten that bevel out here. Cool. All right. So there is the second strap on this that we will do. And what time is it? 11:44. Cool. So we still have time. We're still going to do the drawings for the giveaways. We still have that to do. So if you're tuned in for that, that's still coming. But what we're going to do next is find... shoot. This This is 4 millimeters as well, right? How's that look there? That would definitely give us a nice overhang, but if we can go thinner, we should go thinner. Why waste plastic, right? So if I can find a 3.2 here, which that's still 4. This is definitely 3.2. Is that 1 millimeter though? It is. All right, cool. Rocking. All right, so we've got a 3.2 millimeter strip of plastic here, which we're going to attach into place. Now, that's obviously going to cause some overhang on the back edge here, which actually is what we want. We want to be able to have a little bit of overhang so that we can trim it flush with this piece. I'm just trying to clean up the minute super glue squeeze out from the sides here before we tack this part into place. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now trying to think about how we should start by gluing all of this in place so that it makes it easy, you know. Basically, our step by step here, because now that I think about it, I don't think gluing that back edge would be the way to go. Yeah, no. Okay, we can't do that right now. We need to glue in at least part of the perimeter around it, right? And I'll show you why here in a second. All right, so this is the 1 millimeter. Okay, so this is what we need. All right, so what we're essentially going to be doing is we're going to be using this one by one. See, this is just a square rod of plastic, essentially. And we're going to be trimming this out around the sides here, right? And what we want to do is we want that this 1 millimeter, in addition to the 4, to be the new width of the raised piece, right, on this 9 millimeter base, so to speak. Now, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to cut this a little bit proud, a little bit longer for those of you playing at home than the back edge of this piece that we just laid down. And what we'll do is once this is in place, we will trim this flush with this piece here, and then once these two are both glued into place on both sides and trimmed, then we'll find our measurement for this and glue this to the back edge, and then that way we can trim up everything and that top will be in place. So yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, let's do that. Yeah. Alright, so is that going to be enough plastic? Yeah, that's going to be plenty. So we just need little bits of this 1 millimeter. Just those little guys right there, right? Just these little guys. Just those little guys. These guys here. Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to dab some super glue on this piece. Just a little. We just basically just kind of just touch the drop of super glue onto this thing. All right. And then we will pop this sucker right on there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Come on. Don't play with me here. Right there. Come on. Okay, there we go. Now we're in business. Actually not. Okay, we're gonna pop that off of there. So the reason why I did that was looking at the placement and everything. We had a minute gap, and it wasn't a square kind of gap either. So that told me that there was a little bit of super glue. Focus. So that told me there was a little bit of super glue squeeze out right up at the front edge of this thing. It kind of tilted this way. Obviously that angle is way, way exaggerated, but there's a little bit of super glue there that I missed that we need to kind of trim back a little bit. Yep, there we go. There it is, right there. Okay. All right. Woo, baby. Hey now. That'll wake you up in the morning. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get rid of that little strip of 1x1, and we're gonna cut us a new little piece here because it's not worth the hassle of trying to sand that glue off or any of that crap. It's just not worth it. Just cut another piece and glue it into place, you know? Okay. There we go. All right, so now we should be in better shape position-wise here. Okay. There we go. Much better. Yeah, much better. All right, cool. So, what time is it getting to be? 11:53. All right, no problem. Make sure, number one, we don't have any other errant super glue on this side that would cause us to repeat what we just did. And that looks pretty good. Okay, cool. So, there we are. All right. So there's our two pieces glued in, looking pretty good. We will basically stop the building there, right? Because we need to handle a little business here. Yeah, need to handle a little business. Number one, let's get caught up with the chat. God, I'm starting to lose my voice here. Jesus. All right. Whew. Jesus. Where do we leave off here? Brandon. He's got a question. Let's reload the question deal here.
We have a question.
He says, how much does the file plate weigh? Not that much. A few ounces, maybe. Yeah. A few ounces. I mean, I maybe 2 or 3 ounces. I think I'm being generous. It could be more. I don't know. I can't gauge weight. Anyway, not a lot. Not a lot. Let's see. Brandon, it is 0.09 kilograms. It's a very exacting number, right? Very exacting number. Hey, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. Okay, so let's see. Let me get this set up here real quick, you guys. Okay. All right. So we'll do the screen share thingy here. Let me hold on 1 second, everybody. Hold on 1 second. Let me get the list pulled up here of folks. It's all the way. Anyway, okay, hang on. We'll go one camera because we're gonna lose that second camera here in just a second for momentarily. Right there. And we'll bring this up. Cool. And boom. And boom. Okay. So, got that. Boop, 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 boop. All right. So, let's go and do a screen share. Yeah. All right, hang tight, because I know it's black. Hang tight. Oh, there we go. Done. All right, so we've got Google's good old number generator here. So what we've got is 15 entered into the February sticker giveaway. Okay. And now I need to find one other thing here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Boom. Let's see. Where is it? Page view. Here we go. Okay, so what we've got here. For those of you that don't know, we're doing the giveaways for our patrons on Patreon, right? And the first one we're doing is a monthly sticker giveaway, okay? And that goes to the people in the the people in the early access tier, which is the $10 tier, and the Let's Hang Out, the $25 tier. Okay, so there's going to be 4 winners of stickers. 4. Okay, and you got a good chance because there's only, like I said, there's only 15 as of right now, right? So we'll go 15, and let's generate the first winner. 8. All right, so let me write this down, and then we will check the winners here after that. Yeah? So 8 is the first one. 13. 2. And last but not least, come on. Nope. 12. Okay. 12. All right. So those are our 4 winners for the February sticker giveaway. Now, we've got one more giveaway that we have to do. And that's the bigger one. There's 23 in this one, and there's only one winner. This is the big 25, reaching the 25 patron mark, right? So 1 to 23, and that's number 7. Lucky number 7. Okay, so with that being said, let's switch back over here, and we will reveal our winners. Let's see. Let's switch our window. Let's see. Photos. Why is photos not showing? What's up with that? Photos is not showing. Son of a... Okay. Okay. Let's try this one. Nope. Well, that's annoying. Photos? Frono's photos? For those of you that understand that reference. Let's try this again. Alright, so random number generator. Cool. There's the chat. Cool. Patreon. Cool. Photos. Fuck all. God damn it. Alright, damn it. Well, that's not fun. Alright, so let's we're gonna try this in a different way. Because this obviously doesn't work for jack shit. Right? Let's go camera 2. And because I have the images on my phone, we'll do it the old school method here, yeah? All right, let me get it pulled up first, okay? Okay, there, and there, rocking. Okay. So, let's see. All right. So, this first one. Let's see. I need to zoom out a little bit. Just like that. Maybe zoom out a little bit more here. There we go. I think that'll work. All right, let's reveal our... God damn it. For the sticker contest. Jesus Christ. All right, so we've got 8. Odd Meister. We've got 13. Mr. Sam L, he's in the chat. We've got 2. Oh, Joel, the Cutting Mat Podcast. And we've got number 12. Look at this motherfucker. Mr. Adam Ryan. Look at that. All right, so you guys are getting stickers. Sticker packs and all that. So, congratulations to the winners. If you want to get in on this, you need to be a patron on Patreon. Okay? So, all right. Let's see. Let's go to the big one now. All right. So, the big one here, number 7 is... Ooh, Miss Rio Horton. She's a local, too. She won either a Child of Mecha shirt or a nice big 24 by 36 print. So, yeah. So, there we go. Congratulations to everybody. Thank you so much for being patrons. It means a lot. It means a lot. Trust me. Yeah. So, we'll get this shit more streamlined in the future. This is the first one, and I don't know. But anyway, like I said, if you're not a part of the Child of Mecha Patreon, definitely go check it out. You can join as little as $1. Yeah. Or you could go up to the $25 tier and hang out. So, for those of you in the $25 tier and waiting for the hangout, the first Patreon hangout, I'm thinking that will probably be at the end of this week or maybe over the weekend, like Saturday or something like that. So, keep an eye out for the post in Patreon. And we'll let you know and get you the link and everything like that, the time and all that good stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun. So hey, there's Odd Meister. Yes, you won stickers. Hey, we have 2 winners on here. Look at that. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, so anyway, like I said, if you're not part of the Child of Mecha Patreon, what are you waiting for? Go check it out. It's cool stuff. You can win stickers and you can win t-shirts and posters and everything. It's a good time. It's a good time. And you have exclusive access to pictures and posts and videos and stuff like that. So go get you some. Yeah, go get you some. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to call it a night. It's 12:08. I am getting tired and I'm hot as shit still. So I'm going to... go crack a window open or something like that, or stick my head in the freezer or something. But anyway, if you're interested in any of the tools and materials that we worked with here tonight, there is an Amazon link below here on in the description. That side, if you're watching on Facebook. I do make a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you'd buy, but it does not increase the cost for you. So go check that out. Go stock up on stuff that you need or might want, right? If you're interested in the Herbert von Kuspin shirt, go get you one of these at the Child of Mecha store. We've got shirts and hats and prints and all that fun stuff over there. Go check all that stuff out. I heard they make great Easter presents. Or even St. Patrick's Day presents, if that's a thing. I don't know. Aside from that, join the Child of Mecha Patreon. I Sound like a broken record. But then even beyond that, if you are interested in kits, tools, paints, accessories, Mecha Decals, sheets 1, 2, and 3, those are all up on our good friends USA Gundam Store right down there. Adam and the fine folks will definitely have what you need. With that being said, we're going to be back here on Wednesday. We're going to continue building on this GM Quel, and we're just going to take it one step at a time. Get our sea legs back. Yeah. So, with that being said, you guys, have a great rest of your night. Have a wonderful Tuesday. We'll see you back here on Wednesday. Go build something cool, man. Stay safe out there too. Yeah. So, don't get the stuff. You know what stuff I'm talking about. I don't want to say it because I don't want to get demonetized, but you know what I'm talking about. Stay safe. Don't get clogged tip.